The first thing I want to mention is how unserious the Pink Knight is. I mean, everyone's making these badass looking faces, and then you got bro over here looking like... Bruh. I mean, this knight even has the fucking... imagination. This game doesn't really have a story per se. There is no dialogue, so you kind of have to piece it together. But don't worry, little old Greenleaf will piece it together for you. Oh hi, I'm just here to steal your crystal. That shit mine now, by the way. Grease that fucker's J's for me! Oh my god, you saved me! What the fuck? This game's obsession with spiking the difficulty is almost as bad as Chris Tyson's obsession for Lolly. I mean, seriously, one level is like super easy, and then the next one is kicking my ass in the next week. It makes it very hard to adjust to the game, especially if you're new. The depth perception in this game is absolutely horrendous at times. Like, there's this level where you run away from a giant monster on a deer, and the amount of times I've died because I couldn't avoid the obstacles because I wasn't sure how far away they were from me is crazy. It is way too easy to accidentally use one of your items that you have in your inventory. Please tell me I'm not the only one who thinks this. I mean, it's not a big deal when you accidentally use an item since you can easily get it back, but it's noteworthy, okay? I absolutely do not recommend fighting the bigger enemies with the sandwich. It makes it very tedious to fight them. Trust me, just use your magic against the bigger guys, okay?
Oh, that's a lot of money, eh? Can I have some money? Money? What the barnacles? Oh no, me heart stopped! I'm fucking dying!
Also, these barbarian enemies are super fucking annoying. They spam their bow and arrow, and it makes it very difficult to fight them, especially when they're in large groups. I just want to say this game has a banger soundtrack, man. This game's combat really boils down to smack the shit out of anything that moves, but oh my god is it fun.
Ooh, that brother's floating in the air.
The weapons you can use, the magic abilities you can use, your bow and arrow is a weapon, even the fucking horn is a weapon. I don't recommend using it, but you can use it as a weapon. The shovel can also be used, but it's also pretty ass, so don't, I will say this game's combat can get repetitive, but it's never gotten to the point where it was boring, so take that with a grain of salt. This game's mechanics are weirdly basic, man. I mean, it's not a bad thing that they're basic, but I feel like if they were fleshed out a little bit more, this game would be a lot better. You can use stat points to increase your character's strength and all that, but the fourth stat point, speed and archery, isn't really that important, and it feels kinda useless. I mean, we can all agree that the speed stat is useless, right, Kishin? There's Castle Crashers, which is just your regular standard game mode where you go through levels and beat bosses and enemies. There's Arena, where you just fight off endless waves of enemies. The longer you last, the harder it gets. Kind of like a COD Zombies type of game mode. That's the best way I could describe it to someone who's never heard of this game before. Back off Barbarian, which is like this weird Dance Dance Revolution kind of game mode where you have to press a direction to move your character to avoid the barbarians. A very, very weird game mode. I don't know why it's in here, but it's pretty fun, I guess. This game does have multiplayer, but I unfortunately did not get any footage of it. Sham it! But if you want a fun game to play with your friends, get Castle Clashers, man. It's a great game to play with your friends. You'll have a good time. The game is also a lot easier with 2 or more players, so if you're having a hard time beating a level, just grab a friend and try to beat the level. There are 31 playable characters in this game. You can even play as the fucking enemies as characters. How cool is that? This game even has DLC that was recently announced. Oh, it's only on PC. Son of a bitch. Maybe if it comes to console, I'll review it in the future. But for now, I can't even play it because I don't have a PC and I'm not trying to sell an arm and a leg for a fucking PC.
So, my eyes are correct.
This game's levels design is pretty solid. You go from point A to point B, and it's simple, but very fun. But as I mentioned earlier, the difficulty spikes is really hinders this game's level design. And also, some of the enemies feel the exact same. Like, they have the same moveset, but they have a different skin. Not saying that all the enemies in the game are like that, but a sizable chunk of them But I loved every single level in this game. Every single level is filled with detail. They're so vibrant and very fun to play through. This is very random, but why does the map screen remind me of Super Mario Bros. Wii? Seriously, it looks exactly like the map screen from Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Bro is writing D because of the hype of Black Ops 6.
Nobody asked for your opinion.
Wee-hee! Press something? Okay. Breaking news, a small YouTuber by the name of Greenleaf32, stupid fucking name by the way, has been arrested for making terrible puns in his reviews. I absolutely love this game's art style. It is so good and so charming. A lot of effort was put into it, and I can appreciate that. I mean, even with the new DLC that they announced, they remastered this game's art style. Do you know how much effort that probably took? Meanwhile, you have Madden removing Creative Team. They didn't add back Creative Team until this year in the newest college football game. Wanna know the last time Creative Team was in a Madden game? This game right here. That's how long ago. I know Behemoth is an indie company and EA is a billion-dollar company, but I just wanted to rant about how stupid fucking EA is. This game has 100 times more personality than the last 8 Madden games, and that's fucking fact.
Beautiful tits.